reaction.
Yeah, look, doing Biddy's stream isn't a good stream.
That's rude. Accurate, but still rude, so.
Because it's League gameplay.
Something that, you know, you can get from a lot of different,
Avenues.
yeah. There's only one Cobra.
There's only one Cobra.
There's only one Nathan.
There's only
Thank
one
God, I don't think I
Nathan.
could survive two Nathans.
As far as science is determined.
What's your plan if there's a clone of you? What's your plan? Because I've said on stream what my plan is.
That would be?
That was, well, there's always those arguments of like, oh, who's the original, who's the copy? I have an agreement with myself. There is no original, there is no copy. That's it. There's no original, there's no copy. We both exist. That's how it is. Because that's the only reason there's ever any arguments is because people disagree on like who's what. I mean, if I'm married, it's probably gonna be a bit annoying, but I'll just rock paper scissors for it. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
There's a bit in Cyberpunk where it's like a guy has his consciousness linked to two bodies.
Yeah, he punched the shit out of me in one of the shitty like Fight Club segments.
You talk to him for a bit. It's like he's got he has a girlfriend
For both, yeah, bodies.
No, there's one girlfriend for two bodies. It's just one
I
body
thought-
for the first 3 days of the week.
Yeah, see, that seems like the worst way to handle that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not against biogamous relationships. That's not what this.
Biogamous.
Well, I think that's how you say it. So that's not. This isn't me trying to endorse by biogamy. I don't know. But what I will say is that it's two separate bodies. There's no reason they couldn't just say, "Hey, I'm boyfriend with you, and we're just gonna have to figure out a way to differentiate ourselves easier, for the sake of accidental cheating to not happen." Because if my girlfriend accidentally had sex with my clone, we're on 0 viewers. The KBS is fine. Yeah, if my girlfriend accidentally had sex with my clone,
0 viewers is fine. 0 KBS is bad.
Yeah, if my girlfriend had sex with my clone accidentally, I could forgive that. Because you can see how that would happen. Be a little bit miffed with the clone, but Marinara is back.
Marinara.
I love marinara sauce. Do you have an opinion on marinara sauce?
Yes, it's good.
It is good.
It's good.
Garlic's one of those things that can just go with everything, but it goes particularly well with marinara sauce.
Yes, it does.
You good?
Yeah, I'll stretch it.
But yeah, no, so Dusk is very good. I definitely recommend it. Do you think you'll ever play it at any point?
Maybe.
Because you're not really big on boomer shooters.
I'm not really big on boomer shooters. I just heard, like, for those who liked boomer shooters,
That was one of the better
Dusk
ones.
was one of the better ones.
It's not perfect. A lot of people
What's
have
happening
been...
while you keep dropping? I don't fucking know.
Australia.
Yeah, I have no clue, to be honest with you.
So, like, that just happens sometimes in this country. It's just how it
Like,
is.
it's one of those things where it's like, I have literally no clue.
You just have... You learn to live with it when you live here. Alright, I'm gonna actually use one of my stims.
Look, all I can say is, the better the content, the less the uptime. Not saying there's a lot of 24/7 streamers out there or anything like that that never drop out, but
That is something on our to-do list at some point. Have our hand at a 24-hour. We have to have a real good incentive for that, though.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yes, the other game that I've been playing is The Witcher 3, which I brought up just quickly before. It is a good game. I've only played about 9 hours, so, it's a big game, so that's not really that far in.
Combat.
Oh, the combat's very basic.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that's the least impressive part of that whole game. But yeah, the quest lines have been fun. There's a lot of interesting little story. Your quests they don't need to be multifaceted. They just need to be interesting little stories that you could see happening in that universe. My favorite one so far has been one revolving around a rare werewolf and a love triangle, which I thought was pretty interesting. Like, there was a man who went missing. Sorry, a woman who went missing. And it turns out that she was killed by a werewolf. Shock, horror, awe.
She was killed by a werewolf.
Then her sister comes out of nowhere.
Her sister
came out of...
No.
Okay, I'll let... Okay. And she paid me to not tell the brother... to not investigate how it happened.
Don't investigate, please.
So I investigated it because fuck her. I didn't accept her bribe.
I don't accept bribes.
Which is a part of my Geralt, by the way, is that he doesn't accept bribes.
Action roleplay.
And then, so I investigated, and it turns out...
Can I post IG links? Well, you should be able to, can't you?
I don't know why you want to. Neither of us are on PlayStation.
Twitter video game edits. I don't like it.
But yeah, no, and it turns out that, yeah, the husband was the werewolf, and the sister was trying to expose the husband so that the sister of the wife could then get with the werewolf man. She didn't care that he was a werewolf. But then werewolf man accidentally killed his wife while he was a werewolf. So I got the choice between letting werewolf man kill the sister or intervening and not letting him do that. I don't like people who interfere in people's love lives.
You did it though.
I'm not gonna say what I did. You can interpolate.
You had sex with the werewolf and the sister.
I had sex with neither. That Geralt is aware that he was in a relationship with Yennefer, so I'm being faithful. Even though I really like Triss.
Don't
What?
cheat.
I'm not gonna. I also really like Yennefer. She's got boobas for days. Actually, she doesn't, but I'm a sucker for a pretty face, and Yennefer has a pretty face. I honestly, like, I don't get this whole type thing of, like, which part of the woman I'd rather, like, you know, take off and have. Because, like, you could have the shittest body in the earth. If you're pretty, I will melt if you look at me the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but all I'm thinking about you saying is boobas for days, and I cannot, like, fully articulate how much I hated that, other than slapping my knee that many times.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, the last time I was here, I accidentally exploded myself, so I'm just gonna hack it instead. Because that was an option, but I don't know where the hacking terminal is. There we go.
Wow, being into pretty faces, bro. Keep your fetishes to yourself.
You know, but I'm just saying that because everybody's like, oh, what do you like? You like legs? Do you like tits? Do you like... No, I like a face. I like a face that's pretty. I'm a sucker for that. So, yeah, fuck you.
I'm a sucker for a pair of cock and balls.
Yeah. Oh, good. They gave me a timer this time.
You discover that on the BDSM test. Wait, oh, I thought...
You people can literally see me predict my BDSM results in real time. That's on the internet.
Literally just a sucker.
What?
White.
You see, this is why I don't treat everyone's opinion the same way.
What was it? God bless white America.
White America.
Quite literally a sucker.
I would love to fucking do that whole bit, but I can't without getting banned from this platform.
Yep.
And unlike Mr. Trump, I like following the rules of the place that, you know, I'm... Why is this tier 100 on now?
It's a freebie.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he's gonna kill you. Uh-oh. Connor picked a fight and he lost.
It's okay. Oh, it's because of the big lad. Okay, the big lad is slow, so I'm just gonna get around this building.
Do some fucking detective work and realize that W is next to Q. There you go. No, you're not allowed to
No,
make
speak
typos.
coherently. No.
No. Yeah, nah. Nah. I'm
Correct
not gonna
yourself
do it.
and
Nah.
move on. That's the end of the fucking
Yeah,
conversation.
no, it's not my job to correct.
Also, do some fucking detective work. I'm playing a video game right now. I don't fall for that meme of men can't multitask, but in my defense, there's a lot going on here.
I will beat you, comma.
Yeah, okay, mister, this isn't your platform. I can just ban you and now you can't do shit.
I'm talking to the dyslexic one. So why are you getting mad at me then?
Do I have bombs now? Because that's what stopped me before. I think I'm just gonna have to not do this, like, quest. Sticky bomb, okay. That seems like a waste of a sticky bomb, but... Wait. Plant multiple sticky bombs triggers weapon wheel. Okay, weird, but fine. Okay, how do I...
Maybe right click.
Okay, yeah. And then to detonate. Seems like a waste, but whatever, I want to do this quest. Alright, I'm gonna put the... I've only got one now, so I have to be sparing.
The cool stick of stickening.
Metal scraps. Please just give me a shitload of bombs for having spent that. Just like, yeah, reward me from...
Come on, game.
Yeah, be sensible.
Oh my.
Oh, maybe in here.
Right?
Well, that's the I have to hack that.
Uh-huh.
That's what these side missions have been. I might get the sex if I do
Pokemon,
the side missions.
Alright, so we're getting close to our end of the stream. So,
Okay, well, I feel like we should talk about our...
That's what I was going to do.
New Year.
Game of the Year.
Yeah, it's a new year since we last streamed, I mean. And yeah, there's been some shit in video games. So Nathan, so you
some shit.
So yeah, Nathan, what was your game of the year if you'd have one? What was the game you enjoyed playing the most?
Games in 2020. What came out in 2020 that I actually got a chance to play and
for me, it has
to
default to Doom Eternal, probably.
I don't want it to default to Doom Eternal. That's boring.
I like the game.
Storage destroyed.
I don't know. It feels wrong to say because it doesn't.
All right, Game Awards 2020. Okay, now we can go on with the main mission.
Super Mario 3D All Stars.
Yeah, I love that emulator. That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Literally an emulator.
It literally runs worse than the OG because it has to run through software. It's
My
fucking
favorite
stupid.
game has been Zelda Breath of the Wild for 3 years.
Honestly, I'm okay with talking about games that you played this year in place of that, because like I don't play many new modern games.
2020 was a bit of a wacky tic-tac year as well.
A lot of people played a lot of games this year, that's the thing, because there was not much to do.
But also, not a lot of games came out.
Well, that's not true exactly. I'd say it's the same as like most years.
Not as much.
Okay.
Because, you know... Well, normally we have that big release cycle around Christmas. That didn't really happen.
Well, it was it was spaced out a bit more this year.
Because, you know, COVID kind of stopped again. A lot of games got delayed to this year.
One in particular wasn't delayed enough, though. It was the one that mattered most.
I think by default mine has to be Doom Eternal as well, but it's just like that's just because there's a lot of I think games that I think are gonna be better. Like for me, I just didn't get a chance to play.
I can only play it at my sister's, and I didn't go over in 2020. Doom Eternal? It's a good game. I prefer Doom 2016, but they're different games.
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, right, okay.
Or at least that's my read of that situation.
Oh, that sucks that your favorite game you have to fucking go to a separate house to do. Especially when during quarantine period.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the hideout.
How did COVID-19 take hold of Finland?
Yeah, how did you guys deal with that? Because I imagine you guys would have been sensible
Mr.
about
Boopy's probably fucking dead.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Because UK
England
is really bad, and he was a fucking nurse.
Yeah.
I'm just F Mega.
Why did it have to become political? Why couldn't we have just all been sensible about it? What do you think he was doing before he ended up here?
He's missing his lower jaw. Either someone's moved his lower jaw,
Or it just decayed off. Maybe he had a jaw problem before.
this is like your base, isn't
Oh,
it?
maybe.
Like, why did
no,
one
this
move
is a
it?
hideout that we found.
We had quarantine, but it ended in May. It only lasted 2 months. Nice.
Nice,
So
yeah.
barely fucking impacted y'all.
I know Canada had a fucking curfew for a while that they actually took seriously, unlike America. Because there was reports of, like, police following people from the, like, chemist back. Because, like, you know, as with most, like, curfews, if you need, like, medical...
Yeah.
if you need to go to the pharmacy for medicine, that's an exception. But, you know, They made sure, and I respect that to a certain extent. I don't think a curfew is going to do anything exactly, but it's going to tell people that this is serious, and that will do something. Because it's not like COVID only comes out at night.
Yeah.
Canada had its own population of morons.
You're not really a country unless you got a few morons you gotta, you know, corral around.
Yeah, it's just most countries don't have the morons actually get power. I need these. Wait, did I buy that or did I take that back? No, I'm buying these. Okay, I thought this was a supply locker, as it says there. Yeah, sure, okay.
I have a Breath of the Wild keychain and I wanted a wallet, almost bought it, but it was out of stock.
I'm guessing.
I got a backpack too. I'm in love with Breath of the Wild. Well, if you like Breath of the Wild, you'll hate Immortals: Phoenix Rising. That was a game that came out in 2020.
Did anyone care?
No.
You know what?
Look.
Forget I asked. I don't.
Honestly, and Dungy said it best, where it's like,
that you're all right.
yeah, you literally just took Breath of the Wild and like everything that was good about Breath of the Wild and just made it bad.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Aren't you?
That's incredible. That's talent.
No.
That's talent.
Well,
to make something good bad.
Unironically, I'd imagine you're excited about the actual sequel then, which I'm actually kind of against, because one of the nice things about Legend of Zelda is that each title is, to a certain extent, got its own either mechanical feel to it or like tonal story. Because like mechanically, sorry. Because, you know, mechanically, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask
What
are
is
very
up with
similar.
that teeth?
Just graphics.
I did my
You probably can't brush your teeth that often, Nathan. There is an apocalypse going on.
Dental hygiene waits for no one.
Yeah, case in point. Yeah, no. Mechanically, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are very similar games, but they're completely different in terms of like tone and story.
Yeah. I'm really, because isn't the Zelda anniversary happening soon?
What would that would be like?
It's the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, 30th. Yeah.
February. Oh, never mind. February 21st, 2016 was the 30th anniversary. So it'll be the 35th anniversary this year. Oh, that's soon. Oh shit.
It was 1989. Was it when Zelda 1 came out?
I think so.
Yeah.
He was teething at the time.
Because I'm kind of hoping that, like, you know, we had the whole thing of I kind of wish Switch was the Nintendo.
Yeah, it's closer to any other console to being the Nintendo than any other one has been, but it's still not there yet.
Supposedly they're doing like a... Even if there's a robot apocalypse, you'll catch me flossing every night and brushing twice a day. Clean teeth wait for no one.
And that's why I don't think you'll last very long.
You need to grow up.
Imagine getting strangled to death by floss, and like you're looking at the floss like as you're going down, and you see there's like little bits of like plaque.
I promised myself I'd never.
Imagine getting killed by the clean teeth guy.
In the apocalypse, the plaque has become so big that people literally just choke on it.
But I'm hoping they release like a lot of like the DS exclusive Zelda games.
Yeah, a lot of those are actually decent. You know what?
Because that was back when I broke my wrist and I had to play it like that with only a stylus. So I played like Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass, and all of those only worked with a stylus.
I was never big on Phantom Hourglass, but that's a personal thing.
A personal thing.
I just personally didn't really like the game.
Oh.
I don't think there's anything objectively wrong with it, but you know,
I kind of want to play them again.
You know, I know this is never gonna happen, and I can emulate it, so it's fine. But still, I would appreciate it if it did happen because of Konami. The Game Boy and DS Castlevanias are all actually really good. Like Order of Ecclesia is probably close to being on the same level as Symphony of the Night. So I would like to be able to replay.
High praise coming from you.
Yeah, it's a good fucking game. It actually changes things up a bit for Castlevania 2 with a more involved story, which I actually kind of appreciate. I do appreciate the kind of like, you know, hands-offedness of Symphony of the Night, but it is nice when there's a bit more character involved. Especially when, you know, they're being written by the people who wrote Dracula and what have you. What is a man? A miserable little pile of sequels. But enough of that. Have at you! I love Symphony of the Night.
Symphony of the White Knight.
I might make you play Symphony of the Night on stream at some point. Now, when you're stubborn and gross about it, I'll take over, but you at least have to give it a chance.
Okay, but that means I'm gonna make you play Custom Robo Arena.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Oh, is this where the sex happens?
Wake up.
That's just a stranger telling you to wake up.
I don't like my sexual
going
partners
on?
to
Everyone
wear a
wake up.
mask in the midst of it. I don't like
You know
my
who he
sexual
look- you know who he
partners to
kinda
look
looks
like
at?
the
You know who he
fucking
kinda
merchant
looks
from
like?
Resident Evil
I
4.
was literally about to say he looks
Yeah.
like the merchant from Resident Evil 4.
She asks a question.
What are you,
Just
fucking
answer
stranger? What are
Well,
you?
what the fuck?
Don't want to do that. I've got this place rigged with explosives.
No, for
and there's a
fuck's
detonator in my pocket.
You
Then
got
shoot him and he
what?
can't do it.
Yeah,
Your
what
gun,
a
Ryan. He's
brainless...
the one that saved my
what?
life. What do you
Sex in
want from us?
2020
You have to
be
get out of
like.
here. Skynet's on its way. They finally
They
found
finally found you.
What you mean they
Instead of wearing a
found
condom on your
us?
penis, you're on
They
your
were looking
face.
for us?
Yes.
Yes.
you. Not for you.
So yeah,
For him.
I'd say mine would have to be Doom Eternal
He's
as well, but I
essential to
don't
winning this
like
war.
really feel like.
Skynet knows that.
That is
That's
why,
we're
and I think I
following
accidentally
the
put it in
I
like
have to
the
make sure nothing
infrequently
happens.
asked questions list,
In a couple
where
of minutes,
we've got a lot of
I'm
topics, so
gonna
if we
tell
don't
you
really
what
get
you're
into
trying
those,
to
that's
do.
fine,
Yeah, I
but we can
can't
save them for
let that
next
happen.
week.
We
But
have to bury
or
that
whenever we
Terminator
stream next.
once and for all.
But I was also gonna say like, what are some significant moments in
All
games
right,
that we had
everybody,
this
you heard
year?
him. Let's
Like
get moving.
things that like
I'll
stick
get
out
the
in our
bus ready.
memory.
There's no time.
And
There's a passage here.
Did they just say you were a
Use
Terminator?
it.
well,
What was that?
that's the case.
Like I figured that that's where the plot was gonna end
right,
up
everyone,
going
get up.
because that's kind of the obvious, you know, big.
Well, I am
twist.
dying pretty quickly for a
It's the same
Terminator.
one. It's the same
It's the
monster.
same one. It's the same one.
Leave!
My
Now!
God, he went down.
Well,
hell
yeah,
is he
because
still alive?
canonically, the
Watch
you know, the force of a shotgun blast is enough to knock one over when they're covered in the flesh.
Don't
and
just
what have
stand
you.
there! Run!
Which kind of physically makes sense because that extra flesh is mass that a Terminator would have to take into account when moving. But I can't imagine it's that much heavier than a metal endoskeleton.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess the endoskeleton is just supporting itself, so it's not a big deal.
How finished can we be friends though? We have break right now and it's like -2 degrees, snow everywhere, and we bought ice cream.
It's better than it being 200 degrees as somebody who's
She can no
living in
longer
Australia.
I gotta
Yeah,
say,
and
yeah, not gonna lie, Chief. It was like
She decided to
There,
take
there's
everyone.
actually a theory right now because of whole climate
The
change
shelter was
that
on high alert.
in like
but
the next
thanks
like
to the
20
intel
or
I
30
gathered
years,
past
there's going to
me,
be some
we
parts
slowed
of
the
like
advance of the annihilation line.
Sydney that are going to become
uninhabitable. Yeah.
Enough.
It gets hot in this
Start
fucking
preparing to
country.
counterattack.
Like, 40 degrees. It was 40 degrees.
I will take actually freezing weather over like going outside hurts. Because you can just put more, like you can put on thermal underwear.
To play devil's advocate, there is a point where putting on more clothes stops being helpful, but fire exists, and yeah, you can't.
I've seen people's shoes melt.
That is bad.
Staying inside hurts.
Yeah, our aircon's broke right now, and it was 40 degrees the other day. 40 degrees is not like humans aren't meant to be in that. At least not humans of this complexion. Look at this. I blend in with the ceiling. I'm that wide.
All the better to hide from Terminators.
The Terminators themselves get pretty white. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger is Austrian.
Sergeant, at ease.
I can't say Arnold Schwarzenegger is Austrian. Well, that's a shame, because it's a point of fact.
Can't say his name.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that joke. Yeah, I had an answer for this, but I've forgotten it, of like a moment this year that I had that I
When
really
you helped us in Pasadena
appreciated.
the other day, I was trying really hard not to panic because you were only a
Fuck. Do you have anything that sticks to
Remember
mind?
I guess I should salute or
Not really. 2020 was
There was a lot going on this year.
It was
Oh! No, actually, Terminator going into the wall was pretty funny. That was last year.
going into the wall.
Yeah, going into the... What about stream moments that we had?
Ah, stream moments.
How's Patrick?
Honestly,
every day a little better.
it's funny that I can remember it given the context, but the vodka
Done a great
shots
job.
were fun.
Check it to pay her
Yeah,
somehow.
that is pretty funny.
That Game Awards was really poorly laid out, though.
Oh,
I couldn't even fucking keep track of which awards were flying out the door.
Yeah, no, it was a
No.
bit of a.
They were
fucking-
basically just like that.
Yeah, it's because they wanted to skip the non-AAA sucky offy awards just to get straight to, oh, Last of Us Part 2 is so good, you guys. No, really, it's great. Resident Evil 2. I played that for the first time last year, and that was probably the best, like, game that I played. That was new for me that year, probably. I mean, I played better games, but they were all games that I played before. But yeah, the reason I bring it up is because there are moments in games that stick to my mind. Remember when we got married in Portal 2?
What?
You and me, we got married in Portal 2.
What?
You don't remember it? Okay. We downloaded one of those like co-op like maps like that people made, like because there was a workshop.
Yeah.
And there was one. It was a set of puzzle rooms, but like. The reward was us as robots got married. We got officiated. Don't you remember?
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it was really dumb. So that was a moment that I remember. That was 2016, I think. Oh, hello, doggo. Hello, doggy. Apparently they used the dogs. There's a line in Terminator 1 that I remember distinctively because the way he delivered it was really funny. Apparently the dogs hunt Terminators. Which, yeah, I don't understand how that happens. Like,
okay, all I'm thinking of is, like, I thought because they only kill humans,
well, they
right?
use them to spot Terminators, but the way he said it was, we use them to hunt Terminators. Or maybe it was
Because all I
spot
was thinking
Terminators.
of is, like, do they only hunt humans? And, like, one of the big flaw in, like, the programming is, like, they would just ignore everything.
No,
so
no,
the dog's
it's-
just chewing on them.
It's not dumb. They hate all organic life because they perceive it
just
all as a
catching up
threat.
with
I don't know why a
I'll
dog
get back
would
to
be a
work in
threat,
5
but
If it's chewing your leg, I guess it's a threat.
the teeth would break before they could, you know.
Well, they used to, for, like, dogs of war, they would give them metal teeth.
Yeah, but still,
So what I'm saying is, what they do is they put termination teeth on the dogs.
right. That does make sense. That would do it. Hello, old person.
Me? Honey, I'm about the most
Don't
well-adjusted
you
person
honey
in
me,
this
lady. I'm
So
only
yeah,
12%
but I think-
homosexual.
I think, once I play it through, I reckon Spiritfarer might be my game of the year.
I'm
Once I actually get a chance to play it.
That was good, yeah.
And then in like the 12 years time when Valve finally realizes that Australia exists and wants to buy their VR headsets, I'll be able to play Half-Life Alyx.
Well, it's not that, you know, it's not that they don't realize we're here. It's just that, you know, manufacturing in the country that they sell it in is hard. You have to pay for that.
Why are y'all not talking about GOT?
Ryan ain't so
What?
hot either, but that's another story.
Not
Game of Thrones?
I've not seen it.
Neither have I. That's one of the
I don't care
cultural
about it.
illusions that, like, I skipped.
He's fine.
There was no real convenient way other than pirating to watch it for me. I don't have HBO.
Ghost is just didn't have a
You didn't
PS4.
play it,
I
yeah.
didn't play it.
No.
I wanted to play it,
I have to
but
Oh, so why aren't we talking about it? Because we're not the most basic humans that have ever existed.
yeah,
we play other games.
that's a pretty basic take.
And what about something
More like
other than
basic of.
That's only
humor.
one step away from, oh, but The Last of Us 2 is so good, you guys. It's so good. I don't hate The Last of Us Part 2, but, like, I hate people who treat it like it. Like, there's a reason people got made of fun of for saying it was like Schindler's List. 'Cause
Please,
that movie's objectively better written.
please
Hey, Patrick.
watch
you
something
fucking
new.
useless shit.
Please consume more.
Read
media.
a book, honestly. Like, people are upset about Cyberpunk. You know, Neuromancer has been a, you know, that's a piece of work that you've been able to read since forever, right?
Please just read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep.
That's also a decent one, but I think I prefer Neuromancer.
Still wants to change the name to Marinara.
How do you like the shelter, you fucking little
How
squirt?
did you change your name into Link?
I like that.
Because your name was not
heard a
interlinked
funny
on
joke.
No, you can change it
Wanna
pretty
hear it?
easily. I'm pretty sure you just go into settings. It's not like you have to pay for it the same way with, like, Xbox and what have you.
Fucking terrible.
Okay.
Imagine having to pay to change it.
Okay, we have a choice here, Nathan. This child has a joke for us. Do we
No.
want to be an asshole, or do we want to have sex? I think this is an important question, actually, because I do enjoy sex. But I enjoy being an asshole just as much. What about you
He has
guys?
such
What
a-
do you guys think?
I think if you say no, that kid might just turn around and cock it. Like, look at him. If you say no, he will literally just go, oh.
Look at the eyes. He's already a machine. I think we want him to cock
It
it.
should be in settings.
It should be what, the sex option, or you know what? Fuck you guys. I want to have sex. Yeah, let's hear this dumb joke.
Yes.
What's brown and sticky?
What's brown and
Don't.
A
You.
stick.
You can't. You didn't hear that joke.
That wasn't funny.
Well, it's not my joke. I'm just repeating it.
Okay, now we're not having sex, you butt plug. Hey, how's your mum?
I just realized something.
I understand.
What?
We just married him.
She's a scavenger.
I have to go.
Yeah, that's not funny. You can't joke.
Apparently,
about that.
Aaron wants me to tell the kid off for telling bad jokes. I'll talk to Baron. I love dudes.
Damn, 9.5 out of 10 was not happy about that joke. Fuck you, Patrick, you stupid.
I mean, it is a bad joke.
What's brown and sticky? Well, look, if your poo is brown and sticky, you're gonna need to have a little bit more fiber in your diet.
I mean, it makes sense that they're gonna have to bring up John Connor at some point. He's meant to be the fucking set. I never really got that idea for a plot point that one person was the thing that broke the, broke the camel's back when it came to defeating the machines. I feel like the one thing humans would have is numbers, not just one smart dude.
But I was about to say, like, well, what did he do? Like,
It was just a military tactician.
okay. So it's basically the equivalent of saying Winston Churchill did everything.
Well, not really, because Winston Churchill was a politician, not a military leader. It'd be the same as saying, like, Patton was the savior of humanity.
Patton was the savior of humanity.
Only if you really hate fascism. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Although America seems to disagree these days.
Yeah, sure.
Signs John Connor. I really do. I do appreciate when, like, Terminator movies get away from the whole John Connor thing. That's what I kind of appreciated about Dark Phoenix or whatever it was called. Dark Fate. Was that it actually murdered John Connor.
I don't want to
right
have
at the
sex
start.
with that woman.
Good. I have a special
I like
task.
tattoos and I
Her
like...
eyes are
I want you to
too
head
dead.
downtown to check
That's
on
every single character in this game.
Yeah, I don't want to have sex in this game.
I want to have
He's out
sex
there
in this
making
game
sure
just for
that
the
our
sake of
defense
it.
systems
Yeah,
are
I'm having sex with Baron just to
Ever
upset
since we
Nathan.
went
I can't look at her eyes. They're too, like, unanimated.
She looks like she grew up listening to Green Day, and I can relate to that, so...
So I want you to
Wait,
go downtown.
she grew up listening to Green Day for the first 20 years of her life, and when she hit 21, someone
Connor
said
doesn't
Green
want
Day
any
was
hate
bad, and,
to
like,
rise up there in North
for whatever
Dakota.
reason, she, like, wholeheartedly took it on and it destroyed her mental.
How did you end up here? And how can I end up in your pants?
Joke's on you. What's her name? Baron?
Baron, yeah.
Green Day was never that good.
But no one
It's fine. Look, here's the thing.
It's like an earth-shattering revelation.
It's good music that's a little bit dumb, but people took it too seriously, and it, like, the expectations that people fucking
how did I
created in
get
their own head about that were really
the same
just
way you
silly. That's why 21st Century Breakdown was not a great album, it's because they started to take themselves too seriously now. Like, American Idiot is a political album, but it's, like, personally political, you know what I mean? Where it's more about the struggles of people living in that political climate as opposed to about the politics itself.
Yes.
Like, obviously they'd make statements about George Bush, because he was the big bad at the time, but it was centralized around a story about a guy who was disillusioned with the country, which a lot of people could relate to at the time.
Yes, very Taxi Driver of you.
Well, the difference there is that it was about a teenager, not a war veteran, but, it was about a suburban kid, and a lot of people were suburban kids in those days, so a lot of veterans were actually Republican and really liked George Bush back then. Counting bodies like sheep to the rhythm of the war drums. Sorry.
So, what is your significant gaming moment, then? If you can think of it.
Mr. T.
That's
Honestly,
it?
you got to admit that
Just
was
Mr. T.
it is really cool the first time it happens. Of just like, holy shit, and then it's just up to you to now run away. I really liked that moment. It's the same as that Alien Isolation thing.
It's like, wow, a cutscene really would have ruined this
It's
bit.
the right thing to do.
Yeah, no, it's just one animation of him lifting up a helicopter, and then it's up to you to get the fuck out of there. Alien Isolation.
Weapons that
The
might
first,
really have a common
the first time you see him, it's a
wasn't for the
cutscene. That is a little bit lame.
machine,
But the first time he actually is a part of the, yeah, he is an actual threat. He just pops in out of the vents. It's up to you to fucking Scarpa. We'd probably be fighting each other. If that's how you... Oh, even worth fighting for. That is a good point, actually. That doesn't mean we should give up and stop fighting. Which one of these do you most agree with, Nathan? Trying to get you engaged with the story, at least a little bit.
I like the last one because I reckon she'd be like, "That's stupid."
Okay.
So, I guess we should thank the machines for teaching
Well, he said it
us how to-
sarcastically,
I
so...
guess we should. I have my special way of thanking
Oh, she's a little bit edgy, Nathan.
Besides,
I
not a
like
fighter.
him edgy.
When I go out there in the middle of the night with my Westinghouse...
What do you mean you're not a fighter? You just expressed glee in shooting a thing. Like, yeah, it's not an organic thing, I'll grant you, but still, it's still a fight.
Wait, what's the fucking difference?
I'm not a fighter, I'm a bully. Who want... That's it. Honestly, that... Even bullies don't think... Well,
There will come
that's
a
not
time
true,
when you'll
but...
become
Whatever you need to be to survive.
No one
Dun
ever
dun
stands up to
dun
bullies.
dun 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 dun.
But I have to admit, it has its downsides. One of them being that no one ever asks me a personal question.
died.
At least not since Perry died.
Lady, the fact that you're a
So congratulations.
self-admitted bully, I might actually start ignoring you for the sake of that.
I guess since your promotion, you got a little more cocky. Good for you.
No, she's totally gonna sleep with me for the higher position. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry, hold on. It's just my first name with 2 random letters. I have no idea how to pronounce
Talking
it.
about
Oh, I don't know what that
old
means.
aliases.
Central
And
Core.
Interlink says his old
Skynet's main
Xbox
reactor,
was really cringe,
source
and I
of
feel
all
like he
their
should,
power.
you know,
We shut down
Drop the
Central
dates.
Core, we
OG or
shut down
360?
Skynet.
360.
Connor's
360.
preparing the
Other than the
attack
original
force.
release of the
So
consoles,
you
I thought the
understand we
360.
can't have
No, his old 360 like IGN handle.
Oh,
Go on Interlink, spill the dates.
can't be worse than my first one. You people make fun of Gold Illusions. There was a worse one before that.
Cool Connor.
It wasn't cool. I wasn't that cringe.
Oh.
It was GamerCon 3000, as if I was a robot. That was, yeah, I know, it's awful, isn't it?
That one like obliterated.
Is there a problem? with
Triple
the-
X Titan.
The
I've never had X's in my name.
We suspect
I'm
that
proud of
That's
that.
worse than
intercepting
Cool
all
Connor.
transmissions from that location. So for now, we're
I wouldn't say that. It's because, like, when I got my Xbox, that was the first time I started taking gaming seriously as a medium. I'd always enjoyed video games, but I never, like, was like, oh, this is making me feel things. So,
This is literally a discount Panam.
it's the discount, lady from Far Cry 4. The one that decided she wanted to use children as soldiers, because of course she fucking did. Oh, there's secrets.
And when I say discount Panam, I name in one specific department.
I know I talked about having sex with the lady a lot, but that's just because I know it's an option in this game. But when are we going to get to the point where we can talk about female characters without talking about their assets, as it were?
I mean, I mainly noticed it just then because they have the same hair and they're like wearing almost similar clothes.
Yeah.
And then I look down, I'm like, the
But-
ass is gone. It's gone. It's
Oh.
fucking gone. They terminated the ass.
Oh, so you are an ass man. I am aware.
They
of that.
terminated the ass.
I'll be back. I'll be fat. With a PH.
I'll be
I'll be fat. Oh, so in terms of the speaking of which,
Should
in
3?
terms of shut the fuck up. In terms of the Bernie memes, Jamie Lee Curtis has had the best one so far. Have you seen it?
No.
You know how
Google it?
if you want, it's also on her Twitter. She doesn't tweet much, so you should be able to find it easy. Do you remember the scene in True Lies where she strip dances for Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh, did you post this on Twitter?
I think. Oh, I retweeted it. Yeah, she got rid of she replaced Arnold with Bernie, and I think that's the funniest fucking one that's happened so far. Because that scene was like my first like, oh, girls or something. So seeing that kind of broke my brain a little bit. Did I just kick your?
Ow.
Sorry. Why are you leaning your feet on my chair?
Ow. How?
Have you seen True Lies?
No.
That's a good movie. And also has the benefit of Jamie Lee Curtis being in it.
Wounded soldiers, help! I'm dying. Ah. I'm trying to think of my old handle, and my old handle was literally always just. I literally would always just rip off Pokemon names.
You're not really one for handles.
Yeah, I had rip off Pokemon names,
Defense systems did nothing.
and then I never really had a solid handle from that point on.
All right.
I think that's one of the interesting things about modern day like culture is that like we're at the point now where it's weird not to have a handle. To the point where it's extended to athleticism as well. Like athletes always have nicknames, but now, especially in the esports department, people are their handles.
Yeah.
Tokido's Tokido. He's not. I don't even know. I can never remember what his real name is. But yes, I only remember Umahara because he literally inserts it in his title.
Sergeant,
But yeah, no, I like Cobra. I like my handle. I like Cobra. I think Cobra's fun.
You came up with Cobra.
Then we're not.
No, it was. You were here. You watched the evolution of Cobra. It was the extension of.
You've changed your name too many times to have a handle. I know.
Yeah, you need to stick
have
to
a
it.
handle.
I think people shouldn't pick their own handles. I think it should come from something. That's why I like Cobra. It's because I was upset with people misspelling my name all the time, and it just morphed to the point where Cobra was how people referred to me, and I like that. That's a natural way.
I think the Fred Pill is my favorite.
Oh, actually, I like these segments of the game where it's just you get to take part in big skirmishes. Because that's cool. Like, what do you think? I think that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a change of pace as well from what you would.
Yeah, because like the Terminator movies for the most part aren't about the war. It's about like the
Wait, so
the hunt.
where's John Connor and all of this?
Well, he'd be probably like commanding some other outpost. Because somehow there's some kind of unification going on between the human like rebels, but I don't know how they do that. But
All right, we need to reach our guys. Let's clear the way.
I do not.
Damn, you're getting owned.
I guess that's what.
But yeah, no, I've never. I don't know. I don't like. I mean, doing biddies isn't really a handle either. He literally just ripped a fucking. Like, that's just a saying.
I don't want to shit.
That's like.
But.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think of like how other people have gotten handles, and everyone else's is like taken from.
Oh
something.
fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
You chucked a grenade at the cover, didn't you?
I was trying to heal myself. Fuck me.
Yeah, if I just cut off my thumb, I can have a name.
Yeah, but no, well, I don't know much about like league culture, so.
Yeah, but that's not league culture, so to speak. That's like just anything culture.
I never used biddies.
What did chocolate come from?
I'm curious about that.
What did chocolate come from?
What's the status?
That was there before Cobra.
I want people to know my name via my right clicks. That's pretty fucking fun. I'll
Yeah.
give you
All right,
that.
we need to reach our guys. Let's clear the way.
Yeah, I'll throw a grenade in the right spot this time. Okay, this is good. I needed ammo. Now I can just spam shots.
Woo! It's a weird story. Oh, this is good. Like, I don't know D1...
D101110. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's it.
I can't be fucked typing it up, boss. You'll love to hear it. Criminal. Ask me in BC sometime. Alright. I'll hold you to that, maybe. Maybe.
But yes. So yeah, my handles for me were jokes until Cobra started being there, and I considered that my handle. Before that, it was Gold Illusions, and that was before I knew what the word handle meant, so I don't personally count it. Also because I'm massively embarrassed by it. But I feel like everybody gets to have the one. You know what I mean?
What, the one embarrassing?
The one embarrassed, like, especially when, like, you're growing up in this kind of culture
I
now.
think the worst one I probably had was probably Willy Fish.
I like Willy Fish. I think Willy Fish is funny.
Yeah, no, that's I stole it
It's
from
dumb,
someone.
but, oh, okay, that's
know,
fair.
I was watching one of my friends play Modern Warfare, and someone's name in that game was Willy Fish. I'm like, oh, that's funny.
What a
I'm taking
shitty
that.
place to steal it from as well.
Yoink. Yoink.
47, watch out.
Oh, that's a big one. Okay, if you say so. I'm more terrified of the big end, but okay.
So I had Willy there, and I was like, I don't like it. You know what's actually... Do you know, like, how much of, like, my understanding of, like, groups and all that came from the early TF2 servers?
That... Yeah.
You want to have my character summed up in 2 parts. There was 2 servers I used to frequent in TF2.
I already know one of them.
It was Q4.
Which I was on, yes.
And alternative gaming.
For fuck's sake! I hate the H key.
An alternative game. This is like some old Nathan history coming in. Alternative game.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Yeah, no, I don't.
Was
know that. I know Juke Ford. I spent time on that one as well because it was one of the more convenient ones.
Let me see if I have the website up anymore. No, I don't think they do, which is fair. But it used to be a like LGBTQ plus and like furry server.
Okay.
And the people there were so fucking funny. Like holy shit, there's some of the nicest people and the funniest people I've ever met.
Yeah, that's wholesome. I like that.
And those are the 2 servers. Hitler's Jew
Yeah.
Fort.
It was funny, but in a more embarrassing way than it was.
Hitler's
like,
Jew Fort was just like
funny.
it was just overwhelming.
It was over. Yeah, like the 4chan culture was seeping through the fucking wall.
It's like the 2B2T of TF2.
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Which I fucking hate all
I mean,
those T's.
it's called Jew Forts.
It's called Hitler's Jew Fort.
But yeah, it's not like the people that were actually anti-Semitic. It was just, you know, edgy humor for the sake of
Yeah,
it.
there's like a lot of like what I consider like the old like 2016 alt-right is pretty much just edgy jokes.
Yeah.
The only people who consider themselves alt-right now are like actual like
like actual
nutheads.
neo-Nazis, yeah.
Yeah, those are the only people who consider. Back then, like I think most people unfortunately just there because edgy humor, shock humor, haha, XD.
That's why I always fucking hated 4chan is because other than the occasional times where they do something, it was a mostly boring website. What? Oh, wait, no.
Wait, hang on. No, I googled it. I couldn't find anything on alternative game. They used to have a website, but there's an old tweet from fucking Newshell, and you see Hitler's My current server options for Australia all. And he's like talking about like how TF2's dead. And it's like these are all the community servers it has. All trade, death run, insta spawn, low gravity stuff other than God. RIP TF2.
Well, see, here's the thing about Juke Fort. As much as you could, like, make fun of it for its, like, you know...
absurdity.
Yeah. It was a good server. It was always
yeah.
active. There was instant respawns. If you're one of those people like me who doesn't always enjoy doing the objective and just wants to run around and kill shit, it was perfect for that.
It's literally just 24/7 2 4.
Yeah, so, yeah. Am I meant to kill this guy? Because
You know the funniest part about Hitler's Jew Fort? To me, is that it's an Australian server.
Oh, is that? Well,
yeah. Yeah, it's an Australian server.
Fuck's sake. Oh, nice, man. At least I can't accidentally throw them at my feet now. Oh, God, I am running low on everything. Oh, boy. Yeah, I think this section is meant to be a little bit cooler than it actually is, but I think this gun overheats too quickly. I think it should have a slower fire rate, but overheat.
Owned.
Tell me how I was meant to fucking repel that.
You dodge them.
Just get good. What was I gonna say? I had an anecdote about Street Fighter for some reason. Nah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Especially because you'd hate it.
I don't hate fighting games.
You expressed interest in playing the new Guilty Gear that's coming out.
Yeah, I love how Guilty Gear looks.
It is very pretty. It's just anime fighters always have weird fucking mechanics that my brain is simply too small to wrap around.
It's honestly, that's the thing is, it's like, I'd like anime fighters if they weren't, like, so anime fighter.
Yeah.
Like, my lizard brain is like, Ed is the limit.
They have a fucking lingo of their own. That's the fucking amazing thing about them.
Like, Ed and, Cody is like my limit.
Cody's not. Well, he's not complicated. He's not simple either.
No, he's not simple, but the inputs were simple.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's what I appreciate. What I liked about Cody the most was, like, the cool moves were the ones that were the most viable. Because, like that's
his
the
baseball
thing.
bat.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. Was like it was more like you just get it was another character where you're just waiting for your V trigger, which is apparently like not very like people don't like that about Street Fighter V, where it's a lot like
it's very reliant on
trigger,
that system. Yeah.
then you click the button.
Like Urian would not be S tier if it wasn't for the fact that it's Seriously, there was barely any audio input to signify that I need to start running. They barely give you enough time to dodge that. Yeah, I don't mind a bit of reliance on, like, some kind of, like, feature, so long as it's, like, it's not... Injustice had this problem where a lot of the character powers were just, like, mists that would cover the character and do something. You had to infer what it was. And Street Fighter doesn't really have that for the most part. It's all very sensible and it makes sense.
I'm looking at the how to play for Guilty Gear Strive and my brain's already hurting. What's a Roman cancel? Cancels your attack, sends out a shockwave, and slows your opponent's movement.
Again, you need translators to figure out fucking... There was a really good meme. You know that bit in Madagascar where there's that monkey that knows how to read and he's doing like... It's... Sorry, I don't know how to read anime inputs. Oh, it's okay. That's what a Willard's for. And it's like... Quarter circle, suit cancel, fucking meter burn crap, See, I'm saying it in
also,
terms I understand.
Cobby wobby woo.
That's old and a bit out of nowhere, but okay. Cobby wobby woo. Let's go with
Corn
that.
on the cob I've heard before.
I've heard that one too, yes. Not even just in this stream. But yes. No, anime fighting games are weird, so yeah. So it's weird. It was interesting to me to hear that you had an interest in Guilty Gear. Because that's like that.
I struggle to find, like, I have short-term enjoyment with fighting games, but I struggle to find long-term enjoyment.
Well, you seem to not be a fan of the way that, like, a lot of 2D fighters, like, are aesthetics. Like, you said to me, this baffled me.
I hate Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Fucking hate it. It looks so gross.
It's fine.
That game looks like snot puke mixed together in a fucking old-ass crock pot.
I think it looks fine.
Wow! God, this game looks so gross. Everything is clashing. There is no distinct visual style. Everyone blends into the environment. This game looks like Mortal Kombat 10. That game looked like shit.
I didn't mind how Mortal Kombat 10
Now, shoot before it reboots!
See, it tells me to shoot before it reboots, but sometimes I don't get that chance because of overheating mechanics. Killer Instinct has that thing of it's got a lot of really distinct character sets, which I really appreciate. Like, there's a robot character. There's actually two, but one of them's an anime robot character, so I tend to avoid that one. There's a dinosaur.
Stop redeeming highlighted mentions of just different ways to say Cobra. Yeah, Crunge was pretty funny, I'll give you that one. I can always rely on Shocklim.
Yeah.
I can always rely on Shocklim to, like, what's the word? The subversion.
Subversion.
Now, shoot before it reboots!
You know, yeah, so I think Killer Instinct's best. That and its combo system is really good. I really like the combo breaker system, which I think you'd like too, because it has auto combos which look cool, which you'd appreciate. You can do like 18 hit combos fairly easily if you're using the auto combo system.
None of these, like, I hate to get really, like, design heavy on you, but none of these characters look appealing. Like, I don't see any of these characters and I go, yes, I can identify with this character.
Who are you looking at?
I'm literally just scrolling down the list.
Well, there's a guy that's on fire. I like. Kilgore is just,
like, I'm not...
That's Gears of War. You can't blame the game for that one.
That's Halo as well.
That's the Arbiter. Yeah. Which I actually like Arbiter's inclusion in that game. I think he gels well with
Keep playing. I'm
Sorry,
looking.
because I think the point of the characters ought to be a bit ugly and brutal. I think that's the point. Oh, also the soundtrack. No one's allowed to complain about the soundtrack because it's just objectively good. If you like Doom soundtrack and go, ugh, like Killer Instincts, it's too meta. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, no, I am not a fan
Alright,
of the
okay.
visual style of this game.
I actually started playing Killer Instincts. Yeah.
Guilty Gear Strive though, that shit was...
Well, yeah, that's a different aesthetic. Like, I think you probably like the Alpha Street Fighters if you like Guilty Gear. That was the most anime fightery of all the Street Fighters. You've seen pictures of it already.
I think, is that the one where it's like when Ryu's like just standing, his like little like thing like bounces? It's like little like, you know, he's like shorts, ripped pants.
So, well, they bounce in a couple games, but I'm sure they do bounce in Alpha as well. Like, they bounce in Dirt Strike, but that's more pixelated.
I think this is Street Alpha 3.
Alpha 3 looks pretty. It also has a lot of great, like, just, like, lore content. Like, you know, because Alpha, it's Zero. It's called Zero in Street Fighter, so it's meant to be the precursor to...
Birdie's in it?
Yeah,
Ew.
Birdie was in Street Fighter 1, although he was as a bad guy. He's technically more of a classic character than fucking Guile.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. Guile's like Guile.
I'm very scared about Guilty Gear Strive. Because it's like, everyone looks really cool, but it's like, I feel like if I don't stick to one character for the first like 50, 100 hours, like, I'm just never gonna learn. But then it's like, it's just like, oh yeah, what does Soul do?
You need to let go of your pride a little bit and let yourself be shit.
Balance, and then just like, unique. What the fuck is unique?
I think that's for the systems that are meant to appeal to like the weirdos and what have you, which I know is you have to be at least a little bit of a weirdo to like anime game fighters. I'm not that isn't meant as an insult, but
I don't know what Guilty Gear is. Giovanna looks pretty cool, I think, as well.
I liked man who's categorized as being the power throw character.
Yeah.
Apparently some people are bitching about him, something about him being a classic character that isn't that different from... Because apparently the reintroduced characters are like really different from their usual interpretations, while Power Throw Man, whose name I can't remember, is mostly the same. But I don't care.
What the fuck does this mean? Like, is he 5-star easy to...
I gotta make dinner soon. We actually do have to do dinner ourselves. We'll probably go for another half an hour, so... You want some? I would be lying if I said no. Is it vegetables? Because then I will say no. But yes, no. I don't play Guilty Gear, so I'm on it. The only reason I'm probably gonna play is because a friend of mine is really into Guilty Gear, and I would like to play with him a bit more. And also because I plan to get a hitbox at a certain point. I don't want to play Guilty Gear with my PlayStation 4 controller. No, I'm not. Which is not me saying that controllers are bad or objectively worse. It's just mine shit. So
I'm a simple man. I like watching a health bar go from big to little. Really
you like
quick.
big combos, I'm guessing.
I like one-shotting MFs.
You're not going to, but you're gonna see it. That's a staple of anime fighters with really long combos.
So when I'm seeing it says like it says 2-star. So like apparently I think that'd be easy, right?
Probably, I don't know.
Like, and then I'm seeing a noble vampire samurai, and his category is one-shot. I'm like, alright.
That's high damage combos.
Alright, let's fucking go.
It's not gonna. It might not be high damage in general. You might need to work for the damage.
Like Onimaru was my shit in Fantasy. Nothing got me harder than like when you fight a character that had like I think it was like 6 HP. Yeah, it was 6 HP. So any of the squishier people, because that means one Onimaru combo in one shot.
Can I just say
that was.
Because I after you guys kind of stopped playing Fantasy Strike, I did myself a favor and watched some content for it. And I'm not trying to be gatekeepery here or anything, but I think the mechanics of Fantasy Strike are simple to the point of being very fucking boring. I don't see the appeal. Well, I get that not everybody is into fighting games, but at it's like someone who doesn't like drawing giving them crayons. Like, you know, there's not much you can really do with that to the point of being interesting. So I just don't understand it. Like, fighting games are always, it's going to be kind of niche, and I feel like this is just the wrong way of going about trying to make it not niche. You actually played Fantasy Strike, so what's your opinion on that?
I think that, like, you're thinking about fighting games as too much mechanically focused rather than, like, it's like the dive kick thing, where it's like, you're skipping the point of mechanics where it's like, you know, where it's like you're fighting the character rather than like, that's the whole point.
Yeah, no, I get that, but again, all the characters only have so many tools that, like, it's not... I will admit, I like...
wildly different tools.
Only because, no offense, you don't have much of a point of comparison. The characters themselves have pretty easy to articulate points of comparison in terms of fighting game characters, which is fine if you're going for like a basic like structure to like get new people involved. But I just think the controls are just way too simplified. Like the fact that there's only one kind of block is just boring. Because then there's no interesting.
There's only one type of block in Smash.
Yeah, and I consider that to be kind of boring as well. But that game compensates by having like different movement mechanics and like means of approach, if you will, I guess. Because like there's literally a whole arena to get in on something like that. This is lasting way too long, this whole segment, by the way. And also the block you can't just block forever in
you can't block forever in Fantasy Strike either.
Can't you?
No. That's not how the chip damage works.
Well, yeah. Yes, but you can block forever. It's just not a good idea to, because chip damage will eventually kill you. But you can block forever.
I think it's like, if I remember correctly, it's like, you can take 3 hits from a block, and then the next one will, what's it called? The next one does damage.
It'll get rid of 1 block, yes.
Yeah, it gets rid of
so that's the other thing, is that I don't really like the idea that that game has regenerating health. Which is what that is, by the way. I mean, yeah, no, it's like Halo, where if you go down enough, like, there's a permanence to the health that gets taken. You're not going to regen all of your health, but you'll regen some of it, based on, you know, how defensive you're playing.
I think you're being a little gatekeepering.
Well...
I think I'm getting some get good vibes out of this.
I'm not saying get good, but, like... Because
it's a mechanic he uses to win abuses to win games, so now he's mad.
Oh, I'm not saying that it's something that's abusable. I'm just saying it's a little. Personally, I find that a little bit boring. The only thing I'd say is objectively bad is the control scheme of the game.
What the fuck's wrong with the control scheme?
Well, you know, the oversimplification of like, you know, combos and mechanics. It's more to the point.
It's no different than strings from Mortal Kombat.
There is difference with strings from Mortal Kombat. There's a very fundamental difference between strings. Well, there's motion controls in Mortal Kombat, which is a big deal. And I'm not saying that all fighting games need to have motion controls, but the other difference is that with Mortal Kombat, there's more than one block, so you actually have to like think in terms of like how you're gonna play defensively. Like, there's no mix-ups defensively.
I mean, there's no real thinking in certain characters though in Mortal Kombat.
Yes, there is.
Like, it's just like, does this character
okay, now you're being gatekeeper. You can't play that character.
No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like, does this character's string have an overhead at the bottom of it? There's no thinking beyond that point. Like, eventually it just becomes muscle memory when you see
there is. Do I need to overhead right now? Because he's crouch blocking instead of stand blocking.
Yeah, but
which is not an articulation.
A lot of characters don't just have the immediate option of an overhead.
Yeah, but that's a part of the balance of, like, not all
so I'm saying that thinking doesn't always apply, especially to Mortal Kombat. You're not always thinking about how you're acting things defensively, because not every character has that different option to attack.
Yes, but all characters are going to have jump-ins, because they just have to jump to do it. All jumps are technically
all jumps
overheads.
Are bad, King. You know fighting games, all jumps are cringe.
Jumps,
if you jump, you've lost.
Jumps are high risk, high reward. That's the point. And if you're...
Bro, with the fucking uppercuts in Mortal Kombat, you jump, you're a clown. I've seen Jake's stuff. That's like the whole fucking screen.
No, the uppercuts are insanely powerful in Mortal Kombat. That is. I don't think that's bad necessarily, because I think it's okay Mortal Kombat to be a little bit janky.
I think some characters' uppercuts just being wild. Like, some characters' uppercuts comboing into each other is just, like, borderline
Well, that's
absurd.
you have to use the crushing blow to get that though, and that's a resource that can be juggled. That's actually one of the few things I really like about Mortal Kombat 11 is this crushing blow system. Because I think with resource management, the fact that it regens without any work from you is a little bit, you know, shitty.
Well, it's not though, because you can't just keep getting hit. You have to do something. You have to avoid the damage, which means you either have to take a swing at
Yes,
them.
but in Mortal Kombat 10 and 9, that was also the case, but you also had to work to get it back. Like, that was always the case. But now it's like, it's got the added bonus of you can play overly defensively and still get gauge reward back for it. You don't need to be aggressive ever. You can just wait. And I don't personally like it. I don't think it ruins the game, but I would prefer if you had to work for it a little bit. However, having said that, I do appreciate the differentiating of a defensive gauge and an aggressive gauge, because I prefer to just use specials.
That gun.
Because
That
my
doesn't work on Terminator.
other gun has no ammo. Because yeah,
You're fucked.
if you give me the option to do something defensive or be ultra aggressive with like meter gauge, I'm always gonna be ultra aggressive. So I like that it kind of forces me to actually do defensive shit occasionally. So yeah, I really like that. Fantasy Strike, look, if you like it, that's great, but I don't think it's gonna succeed in getting people into it just because it is so basic.
I think Smash is better at it.
Smash is, yeah, I definitely agree with you.
I think Smash is the closest. Like, I think
The lack of motion controls, I think, is actually really good for Smash. I make fun of it because I like making fun of Smash fans, but
they have motion controls.
just play Terry as well.
Terry
yeah.
has it as well. He has like.
He has a pretzel, doesn't he?
Terry not only has harder inputs than most of Street Fighter 5, but he actually has like the OG
Pretzel.
pretzel.
Yeah. Well, King of Fighters is
it's
historically harder than
Yeah.
Street Fighter. Street Fighter's a good. Yeah, Street Fighter is like the vanilla fighting game. So that shouldn't be overly hard in Street Fighter in my mind. That's why I kind of bitch about people who complain that it's getting more accessible. It's Street Fighter. The reason 2 was as popular as it was is because A, very accessible, B,
Dude,
stylistically.
Is it really people other than fighting game boomers that complain?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because I remember
It's just that the fighting game boomers make up a very, like, annoyingly decent percentage of the market.
It's so fucking niche.
Because it's a niche, yeah. Like, I don't think fighting games should ever not be a niche. I'm okay with it being a niche. Because, yeah, you're trying to make it too general, you get fucking Fantasy Strike, and it's boringly easy. No offense. Because you're not playing it anymore, and I think that's like, proof to my point.
I don't play Street Fighter anymore, though.
Well, yeah, but...
Like, am I the best point of comparison?
Yeah, good point.
I see
Well,
I see your point, and you could argue I have more hours in Street Fighter than I do Fantasy Strike.
No, I don't know if you have more hours.
I do. I have like I think 40 in Street Fighter and I think 9 or 10 in Fantasy Strike.
Oh, sorry.
But also that's because the matchmaking in Street Fighter, there's more than just one really good person who keeps playing on the Switch. Like Fantasy Strike, it's literally there's like a couple of dudes that play on the Switch, and they are like actually like a lot better than me. So it's just like I'm not even learning.
Yeah, because they're only playing for the novelty of the fact that it's like an ultra simplified street. Like no, again. What? He was 2 miles ahead of me. There was literally nothing I could do about. What am I meant to shoot him in the leg so I can carry him before he runs off?
I love doing that in Red Dead 2.
I like doing it in Half-Life because sometimes they do that little funny leg animation, which always made me laugh as a kid.
But I have a lot more hours than in Smash.
Oh, right, yeah, Smash. By the way, I will get that back to you.
Poggers. Make sure you don't lose Alvin.
My sister wanted to try Smash Brothers, so I stole your copy and let her borrow it. But this was back when she was moving elsewhere and she was expecting to live in a big share house. That's not the case anymore, so now she just kind of has your copy of Smash Brothers for no reason. So yeah, I'll get that back for you. Because it is a party game. It's a fighting game. Look, I make fun of it, but it is a fighting game. But it is also a party game.
It's both.
It's both, yeah.
If you turn the items off, it's a fighting game. If you turn the items on, it's fucking...
Well, still, it's still a party game because, like, it's literally structured around lots of people playing at once.
Yes.
Like 4 people. That's a lot. That's not normal for fighting games. Oh, apparently the tide is turning, Nathan.
I do like the 2v2 meta in Smash, though.
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
I always found, like, they don't really the thing is the melee scene is pretty much the only one that really does it.
Which is
because it's
weird,
boring
yeah.
because they don't think about, like, compositions. They usually just pick some, like, they just pick the good stuff and that's it. Whereas, like, I always, like, appreciate it with, like, Apex Legends and stuff like that, where it's, like, you're thinking about the composition and how, like, everyone works together.
Yeah, everyone, like, you know,
and
helps each other
I think
out.
that kind of, like, thinking in a fighting game would be really cool.
It would be kind of interesting, yeah.
Well, that's how tag team fighters, like, kind of work, but, like, not as, like, hands-on. Or, like, or really as organically.
There aren't very many good tag team games. Tekken tag tournaments are
so fucking good.
To reset the target settings for non-lethals.
You get to play as Willem Dafoe.
This is what I
I love that Ryuk is just Willem Dafoe now. Is there anything that Willem Dafoe will not ultimately become? Green Goblin is no longer Green Goblin, he's Willem Dafoe. Even Willem Dafoe's other roles, it's just Green Goblin.
I truly have a hard time believing that my men...
Like that time he was in a David Cage game and everybody fucking cringed because he was in a David Cage game.
Do you think the infiltrator's back?
We won't be sure until you...
I think Willem Dafoe actually has an interesting philosophy when it comes to acting, is that he's a tool in which the director can use him to create a work of art. Which is a shame, because I think that means that Willem Dafoe didn't engage with his artistic critical thinking when he was reading the lines in David Cage's fucking Beyond Two Souls, because that game is shit. Who's Perry?
Who's Perry? You mentioned him.
Don't care. Didn't ask.
soldier I ever fought beside.
Of course he was.
He was the one who brought me into the resistance.
Best
Of course it's a funny
It's
story.
actually a funny story.
Funny story then.
Years
Alright.
ago, when I was
Alright, we had some organic
I saw
conversation.
Skynet drone
Do you want to go to
attacking
some
some
not
guy.
organic conversation?
Well, yeah, we still do have so many fucking,
The ones with the wacky tic tac mark is stuff we've talked about.
Okay.
What is
Only
7
when I was
hours?
done did I realize he was trying to stop
I
me.
wrote this topic list a long time ago. I don't remember it either. See, this is the downside.
Wait. Was that Tokimekula the 7 hours?
Oh, potentially, maybe. It might have been, yeah.
Did you want to talk about
No,
that?
not really.
Okay.
'Cause-
I'll wrap it off then.
Well, what can I say other than it's a really good review and you should stop being a stubborn cunt and watch it? Because I don't think it's worth talking about now because I now understand why it's so long and it's for a fair reason.
Okay. I can talk about Noita if you want.
Yeah, talk about Noida.
Alright, so if you know me,
Killed a
which you
drone
probably
with a
don't, and for good
I
reason,
was young and stupid.
I tend to
Thank
distance
God the
myself
drone
from
wasn't
Nathan
real.
wherever I can
Otherwise
as
I
well.
wouldn't
I'm
have
not a
time
big
to
fan of...
He was a resistance
Okay, so
scientist,
if we
and
look
that
at big
drone
gaming
was
trends,
one of his
we
projects.
had brown
So you can
shooters,
imagine he
where you
wasn't
shoot
too
brown
happy when
people,
I smashed it
and the
to
guns are
pieces.
brown, and the environments are brown.
But he wasn't
And
alone.
everything's just brown.
It's
There
just
was
brown.
This huge guy with a
color
rifle
poo.
on his shoulder, almost choking
Don't
me.
turn this into a Family Guy reference.
I sure made his day.
We had that trend, then we had the zombies trend. And then we have
That
the
huge-
indie pixel roguelike trend.
Perry?
Yeah, which is
I
still
am
kind of going on.
I am particularly
Commander
not a
Perry
fan of
was in
this
charge
one,
of this division
because
before me. That
they are all
scientist
the
later
fucking
told me
same.
that
There's exceptions.
There's some exceptions.
There's a couple that I do really enjoy and will argue
He taught
fucking
me how to channel
with
my
fists
anger and
that
get it under control.
have their place in the
He
industry,
introduced me to Connor.
but there's a lot of faff. I'm not going to pretend that that's not the case.
However, one has taken my eye, and that is Noita.
Whatever happened to
From,
Perry?
wait, what are they, like, Polish or something?
We had to leave our
Are they
shelter.
Polish?
It was something weird,
Swedish?
yeah.
There were a
They're
lot of
Finnish!
Hey!
Finnish!
Mary, it's your people!
He died a soldier.
Are they actually
I thought I'd
Finnish?
be reminiscing about the
No.
day.
I think one of them was Finnish.
Yeah,
This
anyway.
may come as a surprise to you, but it was the
Noita,
first memory.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, so if
Hand it
anyone...
to the audience.
If anyone's ever played a game called, I think it's called like Dust or something, not an Elysian Tale Dust, but where it's like you'd sprinkle like particles like fire or like not fire like gunpowder, and then you could like put fire under it and it would ignite and go everywhere. And that was a fun little tool to dick around with for like 5 minutes, and then you've done everything you could have, and that was about it. Noita is what happens if you put a roguelike into that environment, and fun happens. Because they don't put any, like, restrictions on what you can do with their combat system, which is based around ones.
I did watch a bit of you playing. It did seem like it's a breakable game.
Oh, yeah. Like, so how it works is you have a wand, and that wand has a bunch of characteristics like fire rate, recharge time, all that other jazz. And then
all that
basically
other fun stuff.
You pull the trigger on your wand, and it farts out all of its spells in accordance to whatever the fuck you've like.
To the order of like what it's placed in the menu.
And
so it's a multi-shot one.
Yeah, and
which
there's already like some basic spells like it just shoots a fart of damage. One of my favorite ones is it shoots a bouncy ball because I like loading that one up, and then I have the bouncy balls. What you can do is you can put attributes to the spells, so I have it so the bouncy balls have trails of gunpowder. And I will fill a room with gunpowder and set it afire, and I clear out a room like that. And like that level of creativity, I haven't experienced in a game in a long time.
You're just a little pyromaniac, aren't you?
You actually play I've played Noita. I've got like I think 9 or something hours in it so far. It's fucking great. One of my favorite spells is Sea of Acid. You just cast that, and everything below you will be dissolved. It actually, like, low-key ruins the game, but the thing about Sea of Acid is it melts items as well.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, like, it's a double-edged sword of that.
Acid doesn't form...
Yeah, acid doesn't form allegiances. It will melt whatever it's touching, including the player.
Yeah, okay, no, see that... I was worried for a bit, and then you said that last bit, and I'm like, okay, whew. What?
Wait, what?
After my own heart. But, no, Noita's a lot of fun. Like, I love the wand system. It's really fun.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of, handling, like, methods of attack in a game.
Yeah. And then, like, the environment being fully destructible mixed with, like, all the way, like, liquids form, like, just, like, shit like vomit being a liquid that has its own special properties is just, like, that's fucking insane.
The more ways in which a player can use an environment is just inherently engaging, because that's just more options that you're giving the player, which is good.
It's a weird game, because when I'm playing it, I feel like a god, like, 90% of the time, and I'll just get one shot.
Isn't it by yourself most of the
time?
Yeah,
most of the time it's like, I've shot out a spell, and, like, it's ricocheted in a horrible way. Like, I've never defeated the first boss of that game.
Here's the thing. Everybody yells at me about being glue brain, but there's some times where you're more glue brain than I am.
Like, the first boss of that game, all he does really is he'll shoot some, like, fireballs at you that does, like, 50 damage or whatnot. However, every time he takes damage, he gets a shield. And if you shoot that shield, he will clone your wand that you shot him with and shoot the wand at you now.
That's pretty funny.
So if you've got a fucking Pogger's wand, you're gonna get taste your own medicine. See, that's when the game actually, like, the game respects your intelligence almost to a fault, because what it doesn't know is I'm not that smart.
It's not going to pull its punches.
Oh, fuck no.
It knows its systems can be broken, and it will.
See, the way you're meant to defeat that boss is by crafting a wand that's built to kill you, and getting him to clone that wand.
Oh, that's pretty funny, yeah.
And then, you know what you get as a reward for killing that boss?
What do you get?
You get a bunch of spells designed to kill you.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Why is your mouse, like... Is it meant to, like, not have more cord out? So you can move it around more?
I can...
Well, it's okay if you don't, but I've never seen it do that before.
No.
Okay, alright.
No.
No. You're a fucking idiot, Connor. Shut the fuck up. No one likes you.
But yeah, Noita is cool, and it's like, I think it's like only like $20 or something on Steam.
It's weird how indie games now seem to be, a lot of the times, like, still $50. I know in Australia shit's more expensive here, but like a lot of them seem to be...
Deep Rock Galactic's like $49 or something. Like, what the fuck?
I did enjoy that game, though.
That game, though, Deep Rock Galactic's good, but like...
Alright.
$30 USD.
Yeah, that's...
Like,
I tell you what, we're getting closer to our end time. I'm gonna get Ryan his radio, and then we'll call it a stream.
You can attempt to get Ryan his radio, but judging by the side quests we've had in this game so far, it's probably going to take us another 2 hours.
I've got a big boy gun now. It's only 200 meters. I'll tell you what, I'll judge the fucking... I've still got night vision, so...
But, yeah, Noita, cool game. Like, I know there's a thing about, like, you shouldn't be afraid to use a guide in that game.
There's some games where there is no shame in looking up
like,
FAQ.
the secrets for that game are, like, when you, like, read how to, like, do the secret to, like, you know, progress.
Where the fuck did they go?
You can't, like, help but, like, think, wow, someone actually just did this accidentally or something. Like, it's like, there's a bunch of statues, right? And they're hands. And they're pointing in different ways. You're meant to go to the cross-section of that two hands and cast a specific spell
That was awesome.
aimed at, like, a specific statue.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
And how the fuck were you meant to just figure that out? There's there's no, like, writing on the wall or anything like that that's meant to, like, push you in the right way to do that.
Well, it's procedurally generated, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Well,
environment's
yeah,
not. The secrets aren't, though.
Oh, okay. Well, that's odd, but okay.
Like, those statues will be in different spots pointing at different points each time around, but, like, the method is still the same.
Right, okay.
It's never going to be a different spell you need to cast.
Oh,
They're
God.
only just introducing the flamethrower, but, like, we already saw those dudes before.
Why is the game Bioshock now? Why do I have to... They're a Terminator. They look like a large metal Austrian man. 100% of the time. Even when it was a woman, you took the skin bits off and it looks like a fucking big Austrian man. Okay, I should probably hide. Wait. Get closer, please.
Got bedected.
That wasn't as close as whatever.
I think you got the Terminator, though.
Well, that's good, because he's the difficult one.
But, what Noita had me thinking, right, is if I can jump quickly
Oh, God, never mind.
from the topic list over to the IFAC.
IFAC, nice.
Is, the best destructibles in games.
Oh, yes.
Because Noita is a fully destructible environment, and, like, it needs to be to support some of the fucking
Whack
heinous shit you
systems,
can
yeah.
get up to. So, I was thinking of destruction I really like, and I really like Just Cause 3 over Just Cause 2, purely for the destruction.
I was actually going to bring up Just Cause. That was kind of what I was thinking of when I wrote that question. Was just
Goodbye,
because...
Interlinked. Enjoy
Goodbye,
cooking dinner.
Interlinked. It's because with things like Siege and some other games, is that their destructibles is more for a gameplay point, and while that is quite engaging it's quite fun to engage with that. One of the things that AAA is good for is spectacle.
Yeah.
And I respect Just Cause because all of its destructible features is mostly just for the sake of dumb fun. And I feel like we're missing out on that nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
there's fewer and fewer games which are just trying to be just kind of goofy fun.
Yeah, like...
That's kind of why I like fighting games, because for the most part, they don't take themselves too seriously. And that's why it's fun to engage with.
Like, they do a lot of, like, you know, like, oh, here are all the cool details about Red Dead 2, which most of them I appreciate.
And a lot of them are pointless.
Some of them are just like, okay, cool, but, like, we could have done without it. Red Dead 2 has, like, a good aftermath system, like, the bodies and blood don't go away, but I wish, like, more bits of wood would, like, fly off of, like, buildings.
That would be nice, yeah. You could get that real, like, Western quality that a lot of movies had. Do you have... You don't watch a lot of movies, so I have to ask, do you have, like, other than Django, a Western that you really like?
You're gonna hate it, Rango.
Well, Rango is good, but everyone's seen Rango. Oh, sorry, I was getting confused with Django because they sound the same. Yeah, no, Rango's a good answer, actually, because a lot of people actually haven't seen it.
Rango
is just a really good movie.
I fucking hate Rango.
You love Rango.
No, I hate that, like, one of my favorite things about Rango is, like, it is, like, in terms of, like, animated films coming out in 2011, this movie looks so fucking different to every animated film that came out then, and honestly comes out now.
Particularly out of a major studio.
And no one's ever tried to it's just always just like, okay, yeah, that was fun. Let's go back to the Pixar giant-ass, tiny waist,
Yeah. I'm sure
horny posting booba style.
I'm sure Soul is a great fucking movie, but it sure
Looks
does
the
look
same.
the same as everything else.
Looks
yeah.
like Frozen.
I haven't seen Soul
And
yet.
Frozen looks like fucking everything else.
Except for a movie that's being lauded for its you know, racial like, you know, themes and how it handles that. Sure does use a lot of weird ethnic stereotypes in its character designs, but we won't talk about that, will we? That's fine.
Like, even stuff like movies that I think are visually beautiful, like Coco. Have you seen Coco?
I want to see Coco, but I haven't
Like,
yet.
that movie looks good, but it's like me saying Last of Us and
Fuck's, oh, it's over there. Oh god, oh god, oh god.
it's like me saying like Last of Us and God of War look good. It's
Yeah.
like they look good, but they look the same. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I'd say that about God of War, because that did at least have a style to it, but it's the same kind of...
It's just there's a lot of polygons on that person's face.
Yeah.
Whereas like I think of Rango and I think of like the wacky Tic Tac character design of that movie.
How dry everything is. Now, yeah, what animated movie can you think of that's going for dry?
Like, I keep thinking of, like, was that, like, that rooster that's got an arrow through his head?
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
And it's like, he has, like, a couple of throwaway lines and that's it.
Yeah,
But, like,
most of his lines are about the fact that, oh, he's probably got brain damage.
But it's just like, he has more of a story to him than just about, like,
fuck's
anything
sake.
else that's going on in, like, the backgrounds of, like, most major, like, Pixar movies.
At least I saved. I think you might have been right about that 2-hour comment.
I mean, I watched you do one side quest, I'm like, damn, this bitch hard like a main quest.
Well, it's also because I'm very stupid, and rather than try to find an alternate way to get around things, I prefer to just run headfirst with a big laser gun. Which is really just me being stupid.
If you haven't seen Rango yet, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, no, it's just a really good movie,
You're
yeah.
doing yourself a disservice.
It works really well as both a parody to, like Western tropes, and just as its own, like,
Just
story.
being a good Western.
Yeah, exactly. Do I still need to take a picture of the flamethrower guy, or does it still
Like,
count
it's-
from before?
It's almost like a celebration of even the bad shit.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they had Clint Eastwood show up. It wasn't voiced by him, I should say, but it's...
Yeah.
It's the
very
stand.
clearly meant to be Clint Eastwood.
E. Okay, I didn't need to take that picture. Would have been nice to know that game, but that's fine. I can just hide now. Oh, God. Why do I keep putting myself in corners? I'm not here. I'm not here. It's fine. You can just move on. Oh, God. I don't think he's buying it, Nathan. Okay, he's... I'm gonna
You
see
know
if
what,
I can stab him.
another movie, actually, that,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I wanted to watch was, that's a unique animated film. Although, I say unique, but it's like, it's stop motion. So it's kind of like, it's not a unique
It's
stunt.
more unique than, say, other styles.
Yeah. Is, Kubo and the Two Strings looks cool.
It does look cool. I've heard it's very, you know, animated movie, though.
Yeah, I have not heard good things about the plot, but visually that movie.
It does look very good.
How long you guys gonna be streaming for?
Only a little bit longer.
Not too much longer.
I'm gonna try to do this quest, and then I want to eat.
It's getting hungry.
I'm getting hungry in here. I'm getting hungry and... Oh my fucking god.
And then, I mean, obviously, like, Enter the Spider-Verse is just...
Oh yeah, no, we don't even need to tell people why that looks amazing. Just look
Like-
at it.
Like, I genuinely cannot fathom giving that movie a negative review.
I don't know what you do. I don't know what criticism you'd say. The worst thing I've heard people say about it was that the soundtrack was maybe a little bit too one note. But there's at least plot reasons, well, character reasons for that. But yeah, other than that, like, the movie just works. It's just all the pieces like complement each other so beautifully.
I cannot fathom. I cannot.
Okay, I know I don't need to take a picture of this guy now. So I'm just gonna
cannot
stealth
properly
around him.
articulate how much I can't even.
I think that is a pretty decent
Like,
way of putting it.
that the people behind the Emoji Movie just went around and made Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, like, what the fuck have they been doing for the last 3 years?
Like, Sony Animations.
If you watch our Resident Evil 4, like one of our later streams, if you watch that one back, it's amazing to get to see the difference between us, like, hoping that the movie's good and, like, after the film came out, us talking about it. Oh my fucking god.
Like, honestly, actually, you know what? I'm looking at their, like, catalog now. And it's like, it's not even that bad. Like, Surf's Up was alright.
That was...
Just because you like Surf's Up to WrestleMania.
Shut the fuck up.
Just because you were a big fan of Surf's Up to WrestleMania and the absolute unit that Undertaker was in penguin form.
You need to you need a big brain to understand wrestling, Nathan. Yeah.
Glues Up too. They
Alright.
made the Emoji Movie.
For fuck's sake. Open the fucking door, Rivers. Jesus.
I'm so fucking happy that they're making a sequel.
I don't think it needs a sequel.
It doesn't need it, but
I'm gonna welcome
I
it.
want
as long
more
as it's good.
Of like that visual style, because Disney they are like almost like they're almost Japanese in a philosophical sense, where it's like unless someone is like coming down with like an axe on their hand saying change, they're not going.
Yeah.
They're just not going to.
Well, why? Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a shame because there's a lot of really good anime. But, you know, I'm not going to say it's more the exception than the rule, but, like, anime is very trope-heavy, and I really don't like that.
It's a bit play-by-play, you know?
Yeah. I mean, again, it'd be obviously stupid to say anime is just bad as a blanket statement. It's weird that I need to explain that to people, but... yeah.
Nuanced opinions are bad.
Yeah.
Why have a nuanced opinion when I can say based or cringe?
It's like the people who say shit like, The Last Jedi is one of the worst movies ever. People like that, I don't take their opinion too seriously, because if that's your standard for bad, I don't think you've watched that many movies, to be honest.
It's
Fine, I have legs. This was where we got lost trying to find that fucking dog.
All the buildings look the same.
Oh, God. Oh,
It's okay, you've got the termination knife.
Well, at the very least, there's a lot of cover in this room.
Anime, you've summoned a weed.
Tell you what, I might, once we find the next save station, I think I might call it quits there, because this is getting...
2-hour side quest.
Well, this is getting hectic how much shit is around us right now.
They are, like, dialing up the difficulty to 11, and, like, I feel like you as a player character you're, like, barely past 7.
Oh, I've got a lot of skill points to spend, actually. I wasn't even... I'm sorry, that's partially my bad. I'm gonna up explosives. Actually, I'm gonna up stealth, because that seems very important. Activate. Explosives, ready. Survival. Fast learn is probably good. Yeah, I've gained 30% more experience. And toughness. Okay, that's good.
How long have you streamed for?
Probably. Well, we started at 3, so about 5 hours. Which I mean, it would have been nice to do like a long one for our first one back in ages, but you know, we've also got stuff that we've been doing. So you know, we gotta. This year is gonna be very busy for the both of us, so we kind of have to take it as it comes. Where the fuck?
Coming, I intend to do.
Ooh. Coming, I'd like to do, but it's not on the top of my priority list.
It's not on his topic list for today.
I don't know. Girls are fun, but they're also not the most important thing in the world. My penis can wait.
But I was here for... You were 4 for 5 hours.
Fuck! Okay, I tell you what. One more life. Next time I die, that's it. I'm gonna try and find a safe station in that time. But I am very hungry now and I want to eat. Oh, I found one! No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's the one that this one was. Okay. Alright. Let's go. Oh, for fuck's sake! What's that music? Okay, so yeah, we'll want to... Okay.
Having to hold E to open a door nearly killed
Yeah,
me.
why isn't that just a button press? That's fucking stupid.
You know the one thing like I've come to appreciate is like contextual opening up doors is so fucking poggers.
It's good in certain games, but not this game.
No. I don't know. I mean, like in Red Dead, right? If you're just walking,
Probably a trap.
if you're just walking normally, when Arthur goes into a door, he will just push it open like he's just opening a door. That's it. But if you're sprinting, he'll fucking like charge in and like knock it down.
I like shit like how a lot of horror games do it.
Like
Like
you can like partially open it.
yeah, and like look through and what have you. Outlast, Resident Evil 2 had it to a certain extent.
Damn, why wasn't that on frequently asked questions? Favorite door opening mechanics.
I'm just not smart enough to have come up with that question on my own. What can I say? That's what we need the audience for. The audience gotta start asking us some poggers questions.
See, look. If he had contextual door opening, he would have had that bitch open. He's already looking at you.
It's still on the way though. It's fine.
Guy's sliding.
Fuck's sake! I'm a top gamer.
What are you even looking for here?
I gotta turn off the music.
Why?
I don't know! I'm not gonna question it when there's two T800. Sarah Connor never had to deal with two T800s.
John Connor could have gotten himself out of this situation.
What said fucking something stupid like, nah. You gotta say hasta la vista, baby, before
Arnold
you shoot
Schwarzenegger
people.
can't say that on stream. Would have gotten himself out of this situation.
Where the fuck am I going? Ah! Okay, it's a good thing he can't aim right now.
You are so fucked. You're getting shot from every angle.
I'm trying to...
I'm happy that I've been here for most of the stream, and I missed the whole. It's okay. We're gonna.
I don't
we're
feel
gonna,
obliged to be here longer than is necessary, but I do appreciate
We
seeing
appreciate you coming back, and we are going to try and get back into a bit more of a schedule.
Yeah, but we do understand that people have lives outside of us. I mean, fucking well, I'd hope so.
But I guess it's like we're both like casually employed, so it's kind of like we can't really schedule.
Also, the fact that I just have other things that I'm trying to get into. Alright, well, I think this is a bit more than I can chew in the next 15 minutes. So I think I'm gonna call it a stream there. But yes, this is for... I honestly, look, this game has problems, but I think for the most part, I think it utilizes the world in fun ways for the most part. I think it's fun. I do have one, but I still somehow I can be here for hours straight. Yeah, that's a long time. I don't usually commit myself to a stream. I don't watch too many streams.
Neither do I.
I do watch a couple here and there, but I'm more into YouTube content. But I do appreciate what streaming does for people.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, so we'll catch you whenever we're on next. I'll try to let people know a day in advance in future. It's just that I was always hesitant to do that just because I didn't want to disappoint anyone. But most of the people who watch this are sensible. So, yeah, I did jinx it that one time. So, yeah, in future I'll try to, like, give a day's notice. Because we do tend to figure out a day in advance when we stream. Any final thoughts, Nathan?
It's good.
It's good to be a gamer?
I'm black, baby.
No.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'll be black. I wish I could end the stream without moving. Oh, okay. Thanks for the tier 1 subscription. Yay, money. That's what all this was for,